In its decline, the main problem the West, what the mistake they made is they financialized their economies. Ever since they shipped all their jobs to China and all these places, the only way they generated GDP was basically by printing money, making access to debt very accessible. And we created a financialized society where it's just money propping up money, inflating asset prices, all that kind of thing. And all of it was financed mainly through debt at the government level, the private level, and all of that. And then at the business level. So everyone, like the thing about debt is you can push it in the future as much as possible, but there comes a time when you have to. So the West is no longer going to be a major consumer base and they have money. But what happens when the West no longer has money? Because everyone's paying off debt. And I'm not speaking hypothetically. I'm saying this is already in motion. So if the West is no longer a consumer base for the BRIC nations, how are they going to continue their development? But the problem is their economies were designed to be export oriented. But if the West is not going to be able to buy as much stuff, then they will have to focus on that domestic consumption. And the only way they can make the domestic consumption increase in their local economies is by making the cost of goods and services cheaper for the average person. And the only way they can do that is if they produce their stuff in Africa. So a lot of the industrialization that will take, and they said it in the G20 summit, they said that from now going, I'm just paraphrasing, they're going to make everything in Africa. Even China and Asia, like,
of course,
they're getting too expensive now, even for the rest of the world, because China has to artificially manipulate its currency to maintain its global competitiveness.
Which you've already.
So we say that this coincides with the rise of Africa because it will force the BRICS to industrialize Africa. So this is not because of this is just a byproduct of the changing global
shifts.
Structure. So actually, yes, it means that Africa is poised in a way to be like a factory to these BRIC nations, because now we can actually dictate terms with these BRIC nations.
But then that's the point, that we need to understand that gives us the leverage. Because if you don't, then you let them still dictate the terms. And that is where, if we're not careful, we won't protect ourselves, and then we'll just become run over and taken up, consumed.